Okay, we are
Hey, Bill.
rocking and rolling.
Hey, Bill.
Good afternoon, Judith. What's up?
Hey, doing pretty good out here. How about yourself?
Doing real good.
Cool.
Business is hot. Put another deal in escrow. We took another listing. Got a couple contracts out for signatures. We are hopping.
You are steaming hot.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. It's crazy.
Scorching.
Great time to be in business. Lion and Candy. Without Candy. Hey, Lion, what's up? Lion's just torching us, giving us the bad half of the team. How we doing?
Doing well, thank you. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Excellent. Melissa, welcome.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Good to see you all.
Melissa calling us from the emergency room.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise known as Real Property Management. She does real property management. She actually does property management.
That's right. If anybody has questions, I'm here for your support and just to be a part of this project.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So I'm Bill Gross. This is our Tuesday afternoon real estate investment focus call. We invite brand new investors, seasoned investors. For sure, if you have a property you want to sell, you have it under contract, off market, send to me ahead of time. Love to have you pitch it on here. You're looking for property, put out the needs. You can chat. You can raise your hand. If you're on the YouTube Live, you can chat on there. We'll pick you up on that as well. So let me ask you this. For those of you who've been in real estate, who had a good year in the last year? Raise your hand. Like had a really good year. Melissa, me, Judith, Anders, that's a yes.
That's an okay year.
Okay year, okay. Lion, you're getting started a bit, kind of getting into motion. Okay.
Yeah, that's my I was getting started.
Okay.
I secured my first deal, but I didn't get paid until 2021. But yeah.
Okay. Who had a bad year? Anybody? Anybody want to admit it? Be honest. So here's what I want to say to you guys today. I got cough drops because I have a little bit of a postnatal drip cold thing going on here. Not let it stop me. I put a deal in escrow yesterday. Got a couple contracts out today, trying to get in contract. So we're not letting it slow us down, just FYI. So I think that you have to always start with mindset in real estate and then learn the techniques and the process. And you have to be very careful about mindset because sometimes people's mindset stuff that they're promoting is promoting them, not you. It's so important to keep your mindset in this business. Because by definition, if you're selling, you're going to get a lot of rejection, especially in the beginning. Because you're becoming a caterpillar, becoming a butterfly. Caterpillars can't fly. When people say to caterpillars, you can't fly, they're right. You follow me? You were kind of transforming yourself into something that you weren't, greater than you are. Now, I think it was Henry Ford said, whether you believe it's true or not, the criticism, you're going to be right. And so you be careful what you put in your mind. But sometimes even people who are presenting themselves as positive, for them can be negative to you, right? Like, nothing against flying in a private jet. But when I was struggling to get money together to pay the house payment, watching I get a private jet didn't motivate me. I want somebody who got from where I was to where I wanted to go. You follow me? For women, on one hand, maybe pretty, beautiful women with nice, great athletic bodies inspire you. But for some women I know, it's a real downer. A lot of women who look at Instagram and Facebook pictures and get depressed looking at pretty girls. Most guys don't have the problem, but for women, it's real. And you have to think about what you listen to. I'm going to share with you an amazing experience I had. One of my best coaches for my lifetime for 25 years has been Tony Robbins. He's an amazing businessman, an amazing teacher, an amazing coach. Amazing in so many ways. I was listening to him yesterday because I listen to him a lot. Talk to people saying, for most people, last year was a down year. Now, it might be true if you took everybody in America, businesses, and took a vote. More did worse than did better, right? But I don't think that is the way to talk to people, because if you allowed, last year we had some major obstacles, true or false, right? Major obstacles. I mean, I told you my story. I had 28 pending escrows one day on March 16th, and March 17th, they were all going to cancel. My entire year's income I'd worked for a year was going down the drain. That was an obstacle. Turned out I got a bum resold. But part of that was because I put a plan together and worked the plan and didn't let the circumstances decide the outcome. I decided the outcome. Or I should say, I let God decide the outcome by doing my part, not giving in to the negativity. And you have to get in your heart of hearts. It doesn't matter what happens. It's up to you whether you succeed in the long run or not. Now, you might lose that deal. You might not buy that property. You might not sell that one house. But that does not determine your success or your career or your year or your business. How you react to that is all that really matters. How you deal with it mentally is what matters. How you respond to the obstacle is what matters. We all have towards the people who look like they're going to lose, didn't give up and won. That's what we have to all be. I think that's what I am. You know, I lost my job. I went to work for a company that I thought was growing. And I get there and I found they're having severe problems. And at 59 years old, they really didn't need me. They weren't going to go anywhere. It was a matter of time. They had to shut down some offices. And I didn't have a book of business. I didn't have past clients. I had to reinvent myself. A lot of people give up. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to have a great life. I'll settle for Social Security. I'll settle for welfare. I'll settle for dying, drinking, dying, drugs, whatever. I didn't settle for that. You don't have to settle for whatever you're struggling with now. And whatever obstacle there is, and here's what I would say, what shocked me about what Tony said was, people had a good year last year, not because of the obstacles, because of how they chose to respond to them. And you have to own your result. You have to own that you made that choice last year for good or for bad. Every day you either worked hard or you didn't. Every day you either improved yourself or you didn't. Every day you either served customers or you didn't. And as a result of your choices, that's where you are today. Maybe not on one deal or two deals, but on the book of business for the year, for your career, for your income, you're in charge. You have to start with that in real estate investing. And so when people tell me things like, you know, I can't find any deals, how would you look at? Because I assure you, if you look at more, you'll find a deal. I couldn't get financing. How many people you talk to? I assure you, if you talk to more people, you'll find somebody to finance the deal. I couldn't find any capital to help me. I need somebody with money. I assure you, if you talk to enough people, you'll find the money, if it's a good deal. Or you didn't learn, it's not a good deal, and you're not doing your job properly. So here's what I want to say. Number one, it is all up to our activities, our efforts every single day. Make sure who you're around are putting in the good thoughts into your head. Make sure you're around people who are going to support you and help you. Okay? When I see somebody working on a deal, I saw Ashley, not to give away too much, but you know, on an email on a deal she's working on. And, you know, let's get this deal done. Like, let's get what we have to do to get it done and get you paid. Like, I'm frantic worrying about it. Here's one thing I've learned in real estate. Nothing is good that happens from the day you make a deal until the day you get paid. There's nothing good that ever happens. I've never had a customer say, I like the job you did. I'm going to give you more commission. I never had a deal where I made more profit than I planned on. Nothing good ever happens until the deal's closed and you get paid. Everything is bad. Everything's an obstacle. You would get rid of all of it. I have an escrow problem right now. It's amazing to me. This escrow specialist can't fill out basic forms right, insisting on doing something that puts me in a difficult position. And my broker, even though I'm a broker, I work for a big company because it gives me a lot more power, wants me to contact this other agent's broker. This is a big company. They don't have a branch manager at the Beverly Hills office. I have to call San Francisco to find out who the manager is supposed to be. The whole thing is crazy. I'm not letting that stop me. So I finally get the manager on an email, not a text, not the phone, on an email, because they're all whatever, slow. And he says, well, I'm not the right person. You need to talk to the manager of the Brentwood office. Well, great, give his name. I'll call him right now. Like real estate time is right now. Right? I remember, like him or not, well, I want to get into the politics of it. I just want to say, real estate time is right now. If you're not in real estate and somebody says, I'll call you back, that means a couple days. In real estate time, that means today. Real estate time, you have a lead that's hot, you call it every day. You try to sell somebody's house, you call them every day. You try to get them into a deal, you call every day. Why are you bothering me? Because my buyer's ready to buy your property. I'm afraid he's going to walk away if we don't make the deal. I know you feel like you have a special house, and it is. But as good as it is, my buyer might walk and buy something else. I'm trying to put your deal together for you right now. That's how we work in real estate. Because when I'm responsible for the results, I'm going to get going. If I'm waiting at somebody else or it's up to somebody else, take whatever time you want. So here's what I want you to get. It's up to you. Good news or bad news. If that's bad news, you better get a job. If that's good news, let's get it on. Let's do some business. Let's sell some houses, buy some houses, flip some houses, whatever. I'm ready to play. I was here on a conference call on the East Coast at 6 a.m. today. I'm not finishing until 6 o'clock tonight. Okay? I'm here to play. You need some help? I'm here to help. Here's how I say this all the time, but to the point of being repetitive. I've been in the business since 1986. There has never been a better time to buy or sell real estate or make money than right now today. Number one. Number two, if you have a deal where there's profit in it, there is money for your deal. I promise you. You have a deal, you can't find the money, bring it to me. I'll find somebody for you. That's what I do. Literally, I have a deal that we have an investor set up on Friday. He backed out. We put somebody else in on the deal for Friday's deal. We're ready to go. We're not letting that stop us. Me and a partner on a deal. So that's what I wanted to say today is we're in real estate time, and it's up to you. I don't, and even my coach, who I admire so much, maybe it was just a moment of weakness I caught him. Maybe I misunderstood him. I don't know. But here's what I want to say. Even Tony Robbins, you have to have your mindset so strong that even when you listen to somebody like Tony Robbins, you go, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's human. He has a bad moment or two, less than I do by a mile. But when he does, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. My mindset's so strong. No. It has nothing to do with the economy. It has everything to do with my planning, my execution, my work, my effort, my relationship with my higher power, my God. Everything. You got to get that, own that. This is real estate. You can do anything you want in this business if you work hard enough and help enough other people get what they want. Anything. Okay, that's my soapbox for today. Questions, comments? Am I crazy? Tell me I'm crazy. Go ahead, Ashley. Tell me I'm crazy.
No, I think you are amazing. Bill has always he's like one of my go-to people for questions, and he's always been super supportive. So I appreciate you and your pep rally that you're giving us right now.
We're not stopping, Ashley. The parade's going and you're in it now.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in it. I've been I've been trying to push the train too. So, you know,
Have you ever been to the Rose Parade? Anybody besides me ever been to the Rose Parade?
only watched it on TV.
So you can imagine you're sitting there and you watch like a 350-piece marching band go by, like the USC marching band, the Michigan marching band. So imagine that's for some of you starting off, that's real estate. You think you're on the sidewalk watching the band go by. I'm the guy grabbing you from the band saying, no, get in line here. You hold the tuba, march behind me. We're marching down Colorado Boulevard together. The band's moving, you're in it. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. It's real estate. You can do anything.
I have to say the same thing, Ashley. Bill was his advice to me, which was, hey, Judith, what are you afraid of? What is your fear? And I had a fear. And
hold on for a second.
It was.
Hold on for a second. For a second. Do you guys all get Judith is a powerful woman? Do you just get that? You look and hear her voice, so you get, whoa, Judith, you're a powerful lady.
Okay.
How could you be afraid of anything?
Wow, I was. And I for a long time, I was listening to someone who wanted to also be an investor, a wholesaler. And I mean, for years, I listened to this guy for years. And I would listen to him talk, hear him talk. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I've got all this knowledge and everything. But I was also looking at the fact that he had never sold a property. And so, and I figured out why. It's because he had a fear too. And, you know, I don't know if I need to get into this fear, but I guess, Bill, I think I did discuss it with you. I had a fear. I'll go ahead and say it. I had a fear about the legalities of being a wholesaler, you know, dealing with the escrow part of it, you know, whether or not it was legal or illegal, and all of that stuff. And I ended up finding a title agent. I did my first deal beginning of this year. I'm a land flipper. And I talked to a title agent that told me he couldn't do double closes. And that's not what I was having to do. Then I talked to a title rep and explained to her what I wanted to do. And that was just to do a close. The buyer, the seller, I disclosed everything, what I was going to make, who was going to pay what and get this and all this stuff. Everything was just out there. And it was not the illegal double closes that a lot of wholesalers do. It wasn't that at all. Everything was just laid out there. But I didn't come to realize that until after, you know, I just kept investigating for myself, you know, about the legalities of wholesaling. And the part that I was seeking and that I realized I was doing was legal. But prior to having that knowledge, you know, I didn't know. And I had a fear, and it kept me from going forward. I mean, I would talk to a lot of folks prior to that wanted to sell, that I could have done deals with, but I was always afraid, is this legal, you know? And so I talked to Bill, and he said, you know, if it's legal, you know, it is legal, you know. What I wanted to do.
Ethical.
Thank you. Ethical, unethical. Correct.
Legal and ethical.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. And so I had to push through all of that. What I'm doing is ethical. And so, but I had to get rid of that fear. And when I did that, I'm telling you, it was just like the floodgates just opened. I'm talking to someone now who is ready to sell vacant property, vacant parcel in Illinois. And my first deal kind of helped me to also determine how I was going to do my business. You know, that was the template. Let's put it that way. So. But as a result, I wouldn't have gotten this far if I hadn't gotten over that fear. You know, I had to get rid of it.
If you're talking about the fear, Judith, there's about 5 out of 10 of the people on the call, and people are going to listen to this call on YouTube who have the same fear as you. So can I help you with something real quick? Can I help you right now with this? Because I know other people have it. You got over it,
Mhm.
but let me help you get over it. Let me give you a tool to get over it regularly. How's that?
Okay, sure.
Are you a faithful woman? Do you believe? Are you religious?
Yes, I fear God, number one. So
Okay.
I don't want to
But-
do anything, unethical.
Okay, but you can't. But you're not really allowed if you're religious and you believe in God. Now, I'm not Christian,
Mhm.
but I believe it's also in your text. There's only one thing you're allowed to fear. Only one. That's God. Anything else is really worshiping an idol of sorts.
Right, right.
Right? If you believe God's now, I won't get too religious, but if you believe in God and you believe He's all powerful,
Mhm.
then anything else you're fearful of is you're giving power to, saying God can't help me with that.
That's right.
Right? And with
Right.
God, all things are powerful, possible.
Right.
So for those who aren't faithful, you got to find some other way to have faith in capitalism or business or philosophy. I'm glad to share that with you. But for somebody who is religious, I just want to say you have a religious obligation to fear God, and you have a religious obligation not to fear anything else. And you cannot therefore let your fear hold you back from living your life. Right?
That's really powerful, Bill.
I mean, that's really
right.
putting, we all say we believe in God. It's easy to be in church and they have the psalms, you sing, you wave your hands around, all that. That's all great. But when a push comes to shove and money's on the line, do you fear somebody else or not? That's really where the religion hits the road. That's the real test of faith.
Mhm.
And I think in your case, you got through that. Congratulations. That's real progress. That's real spiritual growth. And the tool is remind yourself over again, really, that's what you believe. It's not a one-time thing. You didn't just happen to get the strength up and pull yourself through. This is really who you are as a person. You're a faithful woman who believes it's all possible. You just got to do your part. That's for all of us. That's for those of you who are on the call with your camera off. I'm telling you, you got nothing to be afraid of. So one thing you should be afraid of. Everything else, and I help agents all the time and salespeople launch phone calls and Zoom, their own Zoom calls and get into business and say, how can you just do it? I'm not afraid. I'll just do it. I launched this call. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Well, you don't have this description right. That thumbnail correct, whatever. We'll work it out. I'm not afraid that's not going to work and hold me back. I have a responsibility to get going, get into action. Right. I'm sorry, I may cut you off, Judith, but again, for the people who are scared and you don't have your camera on, I want you to know there's a power. And if you're religious, tap into that. If you're not, there's other ways, there's other systems, other spiritual tools to use. But for so many people, that one's an easy one to grasp onto and apply it in your business. I'm proud of you, Judith. I really am.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
Okay. Who's got a challenge or problem we can work on today together?
I am trying to get my first house under contract.
Woo!
Yes,
Stop for 1 second. Change your verbiage there. I'm trying to, or you're doing it?
I'm in the process of.
But you're going to get your first one at some point in your life, aren't you?
Yes.
So you're working to get your first one in.
I'm hoping it's today.
Well, there's no hope.
The shirt says just do it. So just do it.
It does.
There's no hope.
So
It's going to happen.
I know it's going to happen. I am just trying to figure out how. Okay, so here's the thing. I found a seller who is in really big need of selling his home.
Right.
I know what his needs are, and I'm able to help him. He has a fear that he's having trouble signing that agreement. It's his fear of all of the legal things that go into selling a home.
Absolutely.
And we're struggling with that. So I've had an appointment with him on Saturday. I had an appointment with him yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to have another appointment with him to finalize it today. And we've gone back and forth because I really want to help this man. Really do. We've kind of bonded on a personal level. He trusts me. He knows that I really want to help him. So we've gone back and forth to try to make sure that this thing is something that's going to help him. But how do I help him overcome his fear of that pen to that paper?
So first off, I want to say that's very real. When I was a newer agent and worked with buyers with brand new buyers of property. Before I'd go out and show them property, I would have an appointment in my office, and we go over the forms that inevitably they'd have to sign when it was time to buy the property they found they liked. And what I did was I would make a sample of all the forms. I put an X through that and say, let's just practice what it would be like to sign when it's time to sign the offer. This is in the days where we didn't have e-sign and had to use a pen on paper. I remember one particular buyer, he just could not take the pen on it, and I put a big X on it. Go ahead, let's just for practice. He couldn't do it because emotion was too big a deal. So the first thing is to realize that's natural, that's real for people. And the fact you're aware of that, fantastic. And just be extra sensitive to that's an issue. Don't poo-poo it. Don't make it anything other than it is. It's real. Number one. Number two, what do you think will make somebody else feel confident to move forward? What do they need to feel confident to move forward? Melissa.
I find
ahead.
quite often when I'm doing, let's just say we're my property management services and we're doing a proposal for service. I find that setting the expectation and the timeline with people that are indecisive is a very useful tool, because it may not be you. Of course they like you. You're a likable person. How could they not like you? And sometimes you don't even always meld well with certain personalities, but you're being in the real estate market, you're always going to sell, you're born to sell. So I think finding, what the expectation is, setting the boundaries and saying, okay, so this day we're going to go and sit down and look at this paperwork. It's going to take this amount of time. Then he's got himself mentally prepared that, okay, I already know we've gone through it now 3 times. I am signing the dotted line instead of spinning your wheels and going back and forth and saying, oh, well, let's schedule this day, or let's schedule, a Zoom on this day. And you'll kind of figure out, are they really ready? Or is this going to take 6 months of nurturing or 4 months? So I think setting the boundaries and the expectation and really taking the bull, because if you leave it to them, they'll just pull you around and just, waste time, basically. So I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, I think he's got some legal PTSD from a contract that he signed before that came back to nip him in the butt.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah. And
Sure,
so,
and everybody does,
yeah.
right?
So
and he might have more than most.
Yeah, what I did was I really went through the contract line by line to really help him understand that it's not protecting me, it's protecting him as well. I really simplified everything as much as I could. I went through it with my mentor to make sure that I was still covered. I wasn't, deleting anything or changing anything that's protecting me as well. But I really went through with him. It helped me too, because this is my first deal. So I'm really starting to understand these contracts better now, that if I have to explain it to somebody else, I'm really starting to understand it. So
isn't it interesting? Well, stop for 1 second.
Yeah.
Just listen to what you just said. See, the more you do it, the more confidence you have.
Yes.
The thing that Melissa can't say to you, because she's modest, and everything she knows is what it is. It's not what Melissa does, that process. It's that she's so confident in knowing she's serving her customer, it comes across. There's a saying, who you are speaks so loudly, I can hardly hear what you're saying. And if you're at all insecure, it comes across to your prospect. And there are certain things in my career that I'm insecure about, and it comes across. And there are other areas of my life I'm a master at. I am the maestro of certain things.
The ninja.
I am a ninja. I have certain contracts, I'm a ninja warrior. I could carve their heart out and have it served up before they even know it's missing from their chest. And that comes across to a prospect where I might do certain things. I'll never forget when I used to run a mortgage company office, I was the top producer by a mile. And my number 2 guy did about a third of what I did. I would meet with customers for 10 minutes and always get great reviews. And he would meet for like 2 hours and 15 minutes and always have customers calling me to complain that he was being overcharged by $50 or $80. And the truth was I just padded my files by $1,000, so I never was short. And he was trying to be precise, so he was never wrong. His insecurity came across to them. And mine was, this thing is so complicated. Who the hell knows what you're going to get charged? You want to buy the house? I'll get you the house. Right? And I came across to the prospect as confident. He came across as insecure. And it just killed him with his customers. So the first place to start is yourself. You've got to be more confident. You've got to reread the form. Make sure you know what every word is you're asking them to sign. And it's a process. You're going to get better at it. You said yourself, the more you talk about it, the more you learn. Maybe you need to practice with it a couple of times. But you got to start with you.
Yes. And that's been an obstacle that this is my first deal. So everything is new. Everything is a learning, even though I've read it in books and heard it on tapes, doing it the first time.
Yes.
Putting it into the actual action has been very different. And
yeah, it is.
I've leaned on Bill, Jack, thank you, Jack, and Peggy Beauregard, who is in another group, and having those people answer questions and kind of guide me has been really, really helpful, because there was a gap between when I was learning and what California does, which was different. And I was having trouble jumping over that gap, but I think I'm really starting to understand that now.
Yep.
And that's gonna, I think, when I meet my seller again, gonna come across, because I have a better understanding of what's gonna happen after he signs.
Yes, of course.
I've kind of just been like, it's gonna be fine. Not to him, but to me, crossing my fingers inside, because I really didn't know, and trying to convey him that everything was going to be fine, when in my own gut, I was nervous. So
Right.
You're right. I'm excited to learn. And I know I've got a huge network of people in the 3 different RIAs that I'm a member of, that are around to help.
Great. Judith, do you want to add to that?
Yes, just that in my initial meeting with the seller and with the buyer, I did what I knew that I could do best, and that was to be myself, and to also get on the same level as the buyer and the seller first. I mean, I know how to do that, and the real estate stuff, of course, that's when after I was able to just say, hey, my name is Judith, I'm from wherever, these are some of the things that I have in common with you. I had to start there first, and I had to get comfortable. That there was a level where I was very uncomfortable, because again, it was my first prospective deal, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So, but what I was comfortable with was me being who I am. And I think that sort of opened up the rapport that added to that level of trust. This is somebody who, it's more about money. It's more than trying to make a lot of money off of you. I started learning about what their needs were, and of course, like you, Ashley, showing them that I can help them with the buyer and the seller. And so, but I think for me, that's where I needed to start, just be who I was first, and then going to start talking real estate. And so
being authentic, really critical to really be authentic. My daughter is into makeup and fashion, and she watches these YouTube videos of these makeup people, how to put stuff on and what products to use, kind of girly stuff. My daughter's a girly girl. And so, if you want a relationship with a daughter, you got to be interested in those things, be genuinely interested. So one day she's watching, like, one of her favorite YouTubers had a guest on, Kim Kardashian. Now I'll share with you, I've never seen Kim Kardashian on anything. I don't know if she's in movies or TV. I know the name. I know she's famous. I don't even know what she does. And I've always heard people make fun of her. And I heard people, admire her. And so I was interested to see what this was going to be about. And what we'll say is, she was so authentically interested in this other woman and the makeup, right? Whatever they were doing, the blush and the lip and the eye, like, What the one thing you could tell was she's not faking. She really wanted to get the best possible shading and the best. It just struck me how authentic she was. I don't know she has any particular talent. I'm not aware of any. And she's beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful women in the world. But she was so real with this person. And it's always been a reminder for me, it's so important. Whatever you are, is what you are. Be authentic. People appreciate the real you. They're not going to appreciate you trying to be something that you're not. And so, Ashley, look, you're new. It's your first deal. And I always tell people my first deal on something, look, I'm new at this particular product, but I'll kill for you. I'll do whatever I have to do to get this deal done for you and get you a good deal, make it right. So good. Good on you, Ashley. Really proud of you. Who else has challenges, problems we can help today? Anybody else have any issues, questions, things we can help on? Candy's line working hard?
Working
You're muted.
hard, yes.
She's working hard?
Sleeping.
Sleeping?
So I'll say something, Bill, that could possibly be in reference for other people that can help, and you can maybe give something on it.
Yeah.
Is motivation, right? So kind of like you, Ashley. We did our first deal contract a while ago. And we worked on it for a good while with this one seller, and it did not go through. It just they ended up going for a higher number, but basically that zapped a lot of motivation out of me. So
It really did.
For anyone else that may be listening on the live or something down road,
Don't get discouraged if it falls through. There's always other deals out there to keep going forward.
And sometimes it's okay to even for me to fall down, but just work to get back up, because like in real estate, you're going to hear the no's and the possibilities and get really, really close, and then it falls apart. So, what are some ways to help for motivation in that reference?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that as well.
Your question is, what are some ways?
Yeah, for anyone else that might be out there listening, I know I have little techniques for myself to help me get back up on the horse.
It's funny when you said that deal, I had a flashback. When I started back in real estate production 2 years ago, I left this company. I had a management job. I didn't really have a plan. I thought I'd go back and start selling real estate. I had a great lead for a listing. A woman who I'd done a loan for years ago, in her will, wrote to her heirs they should interview me to list her house when the time came. It was a house in Rancho Park, nearby here, but it was going to sell for $3 million. So the commission would be at least $75,000. Now that's a good way to start your year in real estate, right? And I knew the house. I knew the woman. I had done well by her, so well, I was written into will. And I didn't get the deal. And a lot of reasons why. One reason why was I wasn't perceived to be special. I was just, they interviewed 3 realtors. I was one of them. And I remember saying to myself, I'm never going to let that happen again. I don't want to be one of 3. If you think I'm one of 3, then you don't know who I am. I'm busy, right? I don't have time to be one of 3. Good luck. Choose one of the other 2. Probably doesn't matter to you which one you get. That one has better cookies and that one uses flowers. Good luck with it. Because they're going to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. My job is I'll get you what you want, but you may not want to hear what I have to say to you. I'm going to tell you the truth either way. And so I decided right then it was never going to happen again. That was hard. And so I'll say, Lion, I go back all the time to fundamentals. I just had a phone call from a longtime client who said, Bill, you're always up. You're always this. I'm not always. I am a lot more than not, because I have certain fundamentals. And when people are having motivation issues, I go back to 3 things. What are you watching? What are you listening to? And what are you reading? What are you watching? And I always get, when I coach somebody one-on-one, they'll always say, well, I don't watch much TV. Okay, well, let's talk about the part you are watching. What are you watching? Because the little bit you are watching is like a little bit of poison. I'm not drinking a lot of arsenic. I'm just drinking a small cup every day, right? They'll kill you, right? Television today can kill you 1 minute at a time. It will sap your brain. It will put in bad thoughts. At best, it will distract you from good thoughts for the most part. I don't have cable TV. I have a screen. I put videos on, pictures, but I don't have a television set. I don't watch network television. Would never do it. I can't stand when I go to the market. There's a time when Ralph's had TV sets with the news on. Why would you take your customers when they're paying for your product and flash the news on? It's like dumping raw sewage on your customers. I would never watch it. Can't watch the news. Can't watch the news. There is no good news. There just isn't. And you might say sports news, and I'll tell you, if you listen to sports news at 30 minutes, at most 20 minutes is news, and 10 minutes is commercials. And those commercials include the news. And in the 20 minutes of what now is sports, half of sports now is news. So what are you watching? Get real about that. Make a log of it. What are you listening to? You know, there's a reason why music sells so much and people are so moved by it, because it's emotional. It's designed to appeal to your emotions, positive, negative, or neutral. So what do I listen to? A lot of Tony Robbins, I'm with EXP. We have a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of successful real estate agents I listen to. Grant Cardone, the old school Zig Ziglar. Listen, put it on in the morning. I'm shaving, listening to that kind of stuff. Could I listen to music? Of course I could. I have a lot of music that's upbeat. I listen to the same songs over and over again. Pharrell, what's his name? Pharrell, whatever. Happy. I listen to that all the time. It's on my YouTube channel. Makes me happy. If the songs that make you happy, play it. If it's not, you can't play it. What do you read? If you say you don't read, you're really missing out. Because in business, you need to read. You need to read contracts. You need to learn. You need to learn 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, start with, a couple pages a day. You got to read good stuff. Now I read business-related stuff, probate, real estate, business. I also read history and stories of great people. Almost all great people's stories are start out ordinary, major setback, overcome it, achieve victory. I love those stories. I love those. I have a million biographies. They're the same story over and over again. So again, what are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you reading? Do an inventory. I assure you, if you change those three things, Zig Ziglar used to say, you can change what you are and change who you are by changing what goes into your mind. I'll say it again. You can change what you are. You can change who you are by changing what goes in your mind. I have in front of me, kind of silly, this little business card holder with these stupid little business cards. And I just read one whenever I get frustrated, like today, start today with a grateful heart. Can't go wrong with that. Next one, kindness is contagious. That's for tomorrow. I just put one of those cards up for the day, keeps me in a positive space. So it's not an accident, it's a design. If you physically went up to me and smelled my body, I shower in the morning. Turns out I took exercise, took another shower. I smell good because I shower. My mind's clean because I shower my mind with positive input all day long. So if you're struggling with your mindset, take a look at what you're putting into it. Okay? Good. Hey, thank you. We got a text in the text box from Nicole, Pacific Title Tuesdays, back every Tuesday, 1 p.m. for an hour. And she's also available for your title needs, your data. Say hello, Nicole.
Hi, thank you, Nicole Romero with Pacific Coast Title. I also left in the chat, so if you want to save the chat, I also left a tool for investors to be able to download a free app, and it's also online. So there's a desktop version and an app. I put all the information in the chat, and this is fees at your fingertips. So if you're trying to run seller to net numbers, you can run it on this app. If you're working with Pacific Coast Title, those are the fees that will go in. If you're working with another title company, get to know what their fees are, and you can tap those in. They can all be altered. And any other things you want to know. It can also help you on the premium. There's also a way to understand what the taxes are going to be guesstimating at. So I think the premium is also worth it if you're trying to get as close to the numbers as possible. It's 99 cents a month or $9.99 per year. Definitely a write-off and priceless at the same time. And if you have the premium, once you're able to, if you're flipping or doing something of that nature and you want to market any of these properties and just share it even with your investor sphere or whoever sphere, your lead gen, they have ways to market right on your phone too, really quick and slick. So it's a good tool.
Nicole, I need you to get a new background because every time I look at you, I see behind you in this empty office. It just feels sad. Like it's like COVID, nobody's there working. I'm thinking Pacific Title, man. Why are they crunching some title reports or something back there?
They're all working from home.
I know they are, but don't remind us of that.
I will switch it up for you. How about that?
And also, if you open title report with Nicole, she'll give you free skating lessons down by the beach, right?
I mean, wink, wink. That's probably a RESPA violation. But I'll give you some free tips.
She'll show you how she'll skate, and you can watch her and try to do what she does. Okay, no free lessons, but you can skate. You can go with her skating, and that's legal, right?
Absolutely. And I'll share all I know, just casually.
Very good. Ooh, RESPA violation already. It's only January 26th.
I know, but I'm that way. I'm here to cover my butt and your guys. Hello.
I've already been to my broker's office twice this month, being called the principal's office. So.
Ooh, that means you're working. That just means you're in business.
It does. It really does. Good. Any other question? Now, here's what I want to tell you guys. You should be bringing problems to this phone call. This is free. People ask me to coach them. Every week I get somebody, Bill, would you coach me? I'm not going to change companies, whatever. I don't do that. I don't charge anything. For free. If you don't have problems, you're not working hard enough. I can give you my list of problems I'm working on. As soon as we're done, I'm jumping on those problems. You should have some problems. You should be talking to enough sellers that you got a deal, but for one problem. And we're here to help. You got lenders, hard money lenders, flippers, wholesalers. Big money just came on the line. Puya is big money investor, right? So if you don't have problems, you're not working hard enough. Let's get some problems. Who's got a challenge we can help with before we wrap up today? Anybody?
I don't know, but Puya, I need to talk to you. I have a deal almost that you're going to want to see.
Boom.
I can't hear you.
He's too big time to turn off the mute. He's,
What area?
Sherman Oaks.
Oh, nice.
He likes Sherman Oaks. Look at him. Look at that, man. He's like a hungry cat looking for some milk. Nice.
Yeah, let me send you my phone number on this chat.
Okay.
Watch you guys. This is what it looks like. How long did it take him to go from that to yes? Like 2 seconds.
Well, we haven't seen anything. It's just right now it's just the lead. It's gotta be something more.
But
we gotta see if the comps are checkouts, the pictures are good and whatnot. So okay, bye.
But look how quick he threw the net out there, right? Just the lead. Okay. Who else has a question problem? Judith?
I'm looking for expired land listings. If anyone has any that want to share, and we can go in on some on a deal or something.
Expired land listings. Very nice.
Expired land listing.
The expired land. Judith is the land queen of the United States, really, right? You're all over the U.S.?
All across America.
I send every land parcel I see to Judith.
Yes, she does.
Wow. I sold a bunch of land this year. I had this guy had a property in Tacopa, which is on the California side of Pahrump, on the way to Nevada. So I listed it, sold it to a guy. Somebody on the blue called me, said, well, I see you sold that one. Would you sell mine? Fine. Sold that to the buyer of the first one, bought the second one. We closed escrow on the first one. Before we closed escrow on the second one, another buyer calls me and says, hey, I see you have that property. I'd like to buy it from your seller, from the buyer. I sold that. So I sold 3 properties in Tacopa, wherever the heck that is. So business is booming, man. And real estate's hot.
Well, Bill, it's funny you say that because I just we just purchased a property from this guy that has a property in Blythe, California. I don't know if you know where that is. It's right on the border of California and Nevada. It's a duplex, 2-3 bedrooms, and they're actually just cookie cutter these manufactured homes. And basically, like, we did one with him, and then he's like, "Hey man, I'm actually interested in selling another one to you." He has the same house, same property right next door. It's a duplex, manufactured home duplex right next door. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm interested in selling this one too." The first one we closed in December. The second one we closed in we closed it last week. And then I don't know where the third one, he's like, I gave him this property because I owed some money to this person, but now they're selling it, and I think they're selling it now. So if you're interested, like, I can get them to sell it too. So the third one is coming through. I'm waiting for him to send us some papers back. But I mean, it's pretty interesting on how, like, when you do one escrow, then another one, and another one just rolls through.
That's how it goes. When you're good, it's what happens. Good. Who else has a question? Marcy Green has special financing and loans to offer. So her information in the chat box. Thank you, Marcy. Nice seeing you. Anyone else have any challenges, problems we can help with today before we wrap up?
You know, if I can have a minute or so, a colleague of mine is in the same business, in the same company. He had an unusual situation where two partners in a real estate business wanted to raise some capital because they did a lot of real estate investing. They had good credit because we always had to check their credit, and you can always get your own credit report so that you know where you stand and who's saying what about you. But anyway, they really qualified for some unsecured funding. Unsecured funding means, you know, like business credit cards, not just one, but maybe 3, 4, or 5 from different banks. And why would you want to have that many credit cards? Because you're establishing business relationships with different lenders. You know, if one fakes out, you've got 3 or 4 others. Anyway, they both qualified very nicely, but one of them had a lot of debt. So what we do that bankers don't do, we say, well, look, here's the way we can get you additional money. Pay down your high debt on this one credit card. And apparently he was able to do that. He didn't need to do it, or he didn't have a reason before, but he had the money available, and he got his credit card down to a reasonable amount. And so what they did was this. They had the one entity, and they got the funding for that entity in like 60, 70, 80,000. And then they opened up a second entity with a totally different name. And so the second person was the applicant for that loan. And all he had to do is wait about, maybe 30, 60 days till his credit card shows that he is way below the limit that a lender would want to look at. And then he was able to get the same, 70,000. So between, 160,000 cash that you can use anytime you want. Nobody's looking over your shoulder. Nobody's auditing you for, well, what are you doing with the funds? And it was a great, onesie twosie, and they had the capital. Nice. Now they can use the capital, and once they pay that down, they still have that amount of cash available. So it's better than a term loan. So I thought that was just a great idea, and I wanted to pass that on to you, all you people, because from time to time, you too will be able to take advantage of that kind of funding.
Very nice.
Thank you, Bill.
Well, thank you, Marcy. Hey, so last thing I want to share with you guys is trying to expand my business, and I don't want to charge anything for anybody, but if you value this, I'd appreciate it if when I post in here, I have a link to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to build it up. So if you consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. If you like some of the videos, put a like. If you don't, that's fine too. Give me the honest feedback. And if you have any comments about this call or other ones, I'd appreciate it. I'll post the link to this call in Meetup, in Eventbrite, in the Facebook. If you'd be kind enough just to click on it, subscribe, support. We're gonna be kind of moving things over to YouTube a little bit. I used Facebook. We started, and we're moving over for my network marketing coach is gonna push me to build my YouTube channel. I know Marcy and a couple of the others are involved. Judith are involved with Casey, and so this is part of my homework. So I appreciate your support on my YouTube channel, and thank you for being on the call here today. I'm Bill Gross. Any questions, challenges, call me if I can help. I'm here for you. I'm available. If I'm not available, leave a message. I'll get back to you. I think sometimes people feel, and I am really busy. I work really hard, but I always have the chance to make an appointment for 15 minutes with anybody. So if you have a question, anytime, call, reach out. Worst case, I'll send you a link to set an appointment and we can talk then. I'm Bill Gross. My number is 310-210-0008. And then always, if you want more good stuff, you can hit my text line and it will send you back the latest meetings and such that I'm working on. And that's area code 213-460-2577. So if you text good stuff to that number, you'll get back a link that will have my other meetings and some cheat sheets and ways to make money in real estate and such. So again, have a powerful day, powerful week. If I can help, please reach out. Thank you all for all your support. I appreciate it.
Bill, how do we get to your YouTube channel? Just go to Facebook / Bill Gross, or is that the way we do it?
So I'll put a link in here to my YouTube channel. One of the reasons why you want more subscribers is that you can customize your name. So that's one of the things, unfortunately, right now, I'm at 84. I think I need to get to at least 100 before I can request the name change. So the link will be here. I'll also send out an email link to everybody on the call. I really appreciate your support, Marcy. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great week.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Always.